This is just a short video to show you a few different things you can do at home. If you haven't got a mat or you don't have long enough to do one of the full classes, but you want to stretch out your body or you want to build a bit of strength and stability, if you've got a little bit of wall space, and I know I've got a lot here because I'm in the studio, but you only need a tiny bit of wall space, there's a lot that you can use it for. So I'm going to just show you a few ideas, okay? We're not going to do a lot, but just a few things. So the first one that I wanted to show you is if you come right up to the wall and get your heels against the wall, they don't have to be pressing against the wall, but get them back towards the wall. And then try and press the back of your head to the wall and the backs of your shoulders to the wall and the backs of your arms to the wall. So what we're doing here is essentially we're pinning ourselves against the wall. Can you then find the front of your rib cage and draw it in and back and try and press more of the back of your rib cage into the wall and pin yourself there. You're going to find that there's a lot of work going on. Your thighs should be engaging, you should be feeling your bum muscles engage, your belly drawing in and back, so pull your navel towards your spine, those front ribs drawing in and down, and the back of the body pushing into the wall, the backs of the hands, the backs of your head, and just pinning yourself there flat against the wall and holding yourself there for a few minutes if you can will do wonders for your posture. You can feel a lot of those internal muscles engaging. Keep pinning and get yourself against the wall. And then if you can stay there, see, can you maybe take the backs of the hands upwards. Keep pinning those front ribs in. Bring the arms down again. Don't let yourself move away from the wall. Let's do a couple more of those. Keep pinning. Back of the ribs to the wall. Backs of the arms, trying to get the backs of the shoulders. Don't lose that connection. And then maybe just standing steady again. And when you're ready, moving away from the wall. Whew. As you move away from the wall, just feel everything kind of just slumps. And this is how we often normally stand. So this is a great way of finding some good posture. Really straight back position. So if you're somebody that's got a tendency to stand like this is a good one for you. Okay, another nice one for kind of working hamstrings, which are the backs of your thighs, is to turn and face the wall, and you're looking to be a kind of a leg length away from the wall. So hopefully you've got nice clean feet and we're not going to dirty the wall. So if you've been out in your garden, you might want to go and wash your feet first. We're going to peel the right foot off the floor. You're going to take a hold of the back of that thigh and you're actually going to lift that leg up and plant that foot on the wall. If possible, kind of at hip height. Now you might find that that leg is bent because the hamstrings are tight. That's okay, but I want you to push that heel into the wall at the same time as you're pressing down into this standing leg. Can you keep a nice straight back? Can you lengthen upwards through the crown of your head? And then maybe you slowly bring the arms up and reach straight up. Front ribs stay soft. Lengthen up through those fingertips. Push into the wall and down into the floor. You're going to feel a lot of work going on there. 3, 2, 1. You're going to bring the hands back. You might want to just help that leg off the wall. And then obviously we do that on the other side. So we're going to peel this left foot off the floor, place it against the wall. Again, if possible, straight out from hip height. Root down into that standing leg, so straighten that bottom leg first. And then try and press into the heel of the leg that's at the wall. Draw the belly in, lengthen through the crown of the head. Slowly take the arms up. And breathe for 3 and 2 and 1, and then bring yourself all the way back and release that leg. So that's a great hamstring stretch. Another great hamstring stretch, but one that brings the stretch also into the sides of your body and through your arms and into your shoulders is downward dog at the wall. So normally I would come up to the wall for this one and place the hands on the wall with the fingers spread and the tops of your shoulders lining up with the tops of your fingers lining up with the top of your shoulders, and take the hands at least shoulder width apart, and then just take a few steps, small steps back. And so we're leaning at an angle at the wall. Feet want to be about hip width apart. You're going to soften your knees, and then you're going to drive your sit bones back. So push back through your sit bones, and then press the hands into the wall and push the wall away. You might need to walk the hands down a little bit. The head comes down between the shoulders, and you are just going to keep pressing the sit bones back and pressing the wall away. You might need to keep the knees quite bent here. You might be able to root down more through the soles of the feet and lift the sit bones high. Enjoy that stretch. The chest releases a little bit towards the floor. As I say, the whole of the back of the body here is getting a really good stretch. So take another moment or two there. And then just start to, don't walk your feet up yet, but just start to lift your head. Find that straight back position. Keep the hands where they are, but now lift up onto your tiptoes. Maybe you want to take the hands a little bit wider or a little bit higher. Lifting onto the tiptoes, firm up your thighs. Lift your pubic bone a little bit more towards your navel and lengthen your tailbone down to the floor. And then we're going to do some press ups. So you let the nose or the forehead come towards the wall and you push yourself back. You can do as many or as few of these as you want, but this way we're activating the arm muscles and building some strength in the shoulders. Take another breath or two there. When you're done, you might drop the heels. You might want to go back into that downward dog stretch for a moment. And then when you're ready, then you can walk your feet up towards the wall. So that's a nice one for strengthening the plank at the wall, the press ups, and then we also have the nice stretch in the downward facing dog. Turning your back against the wall again and bringing your feet just a little bit away from the wall, like a foot maybe, and then leaning your bum against the wall and bringing the back of the head and the shoulders against the wall. Feet are about hip width apart here. So as I say, we have a good step forward from the wall. We're going to just make gentle fists here because I want you to keep the arms engaged a little bit. We're going to slide straight back down the wall, and you're going to come into a chair position. So I actually needed to take my feet a little bit further forward, and maybe so do you. You can stay up a little bit higher, you can come down a little bit lower, and we're just going to hang out here for a moment. So belly is engaged. Press your lower back into the wall. Draw those front ribs in and press top of your rib cage into the wall. Press the backs of your shoulders, backs of your head. Squeeze your glutes now. You're going to feel some activation going on in your thighs. This is where we're working now to strengthen and breathe. So you could hang out here until you get to that point where you're almost shaking, which for some of you might be now. Some of you could stay here for a lot longer, I'm sure. But this is a great one for building up some strength and stability. Okay, so we're working glutes and thighs here. When you're coming out of this, you're going to push again into the feet and slide yourself up. So you could hold that, you could have held that maybe for quite a bit longer. Just want to give you the ideas. When you're ready then, last one, and this can be your little routine, we're going to stretch out. So we're going to take the feet out nice and wide. And we're going to do a position that comes up a lot in yoga classes called triangle pose. So can we turn these back toes in and turn the front foot all the way out? And then again, find the wall and raise your arms so nice and wide from the shoulders. We're going to be leaning forward as though you're trying to touch the wall in front of you, so sliding across the wall and then letting that front hand come down to just maybe touch that leg And then turning the back of your upper arm towards the wall and sliding the fingers up. You might take the head to look straight ahead. You might look down at the floor. You might look up towards the ceiling. Kind of pinning yourself flat against the wall. You should be getting a really nice stretch into the side body there. Take another breath. And then slowly, when you're ready, start to push down into the feet. Come back. See, can you keep the arms against the wall? Turn those back toes in. Turn the other toes out. Pin yourself against the wall. Reach forward. And then down. Swing the arms up. It's like you're windmilling the arms up. Try and pin the back of that hand against the wall. Back of the head. Back of the shoulders if you can. Breathing there for 3 and 2 and 1. Bring yourself slowly back. Great work. Really lovely expansive pose. And then just turn the toes forward and heel toe your feet together. One last thing, okay? If you walk your feet a bit away from the wall again, I'm not going to make you sit down again, promise. But what we are going to do is something much nicer. Soften your knees. Let your chin release towards your chest. Let your shoulders kind of slump forward. Slide the hands down, your thighs to your knees, and then down your shins to your feet. And just take a really nice, lovely, soft forward fold. So we have this support of the wall behind us, so it feels really nice and safe. And let your belly slump towards your thighs. Let your head release towards the floor. Take a few breaths there. Again, you could stay here for a few moments. This is a nice position to come into if you're feeling really stressed, because forward bends are very calming for the nervous system. And with the support of the wall there, as I said a moment ago, you feel very safe and very supported. So take a few breaths. You might want to sigh the breath out through the mouth a couple of times. And when you're ready to come out of this, we're going to press the feet down and we're going to slowly curl up. You might again bring the fingers up the shins to the knees. I've got a nice little crack there in my hip. We're going to roll slowly up. Head comes up last. And there you go. So those are some ways of moving your body at home using a little bit of wall space. There are loads more ideas I've got, but those are a few for now. See how you go with those. Enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.